Dirarira, dirarira, dirarira.
What is going on? My name is Neely. I like to mention my name every now and then for those who are new to my series and did not get a chance to see me introduce myself before. But anyway, I am very excited to do this next video, actually this next series of videos about abstinence, and someone made a request about it, so I'd love to continue with it. Now that I have been requested to do abstinence videos, I like to go more in depth about what abstinence is and how we can be that as young adults, and as, for those of you who are not married, what is abstinence and how can I be that? Abstinence is basically abstaining or holding yourself from sex until marriage, and it can also apply for, virgins, keeping your virginity until marriage. It's very important for you to treat your bodies as temples of God, and I mentioned that in a video or two before about how we should treat our bodies and how we should be healthy and, mentally, physically, all that, spiritually healthy. And my main goal is to get to those who need to know Christ, and also those who have a relationship with God, but they want to keep that relationship and they want to make it stronger. And I'm also learning, as I mentioned before, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself. Yes, I am waiting until marriage. I will not be a hypocrite and say for you to do certain things or suggest certain things or give advice if I'm not following the same thing. I'm definitely waiting until marriage. It's very important that you do that and respect your bodies and follow the word. The video that we're going to talk about today is Fresh, Think, No Sex. And basically this is the No Sex series. It's very, very obvious what abstinence is from that. Abstinence, no sex, basically. I have a few points to talk about. The mind. Very important that we get to know our minds. And in order for us to not have sex, we have to have it in our minds that we're not going to do that. We have to tell ourselves in our minds that we're going to keep our minds on God and stay focused on Him. The scripture today is coming from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And it reads, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind." If your mind is out of whack, that is not from God. God gave us a sound mind. And I like to make sure I follow the word so that, I won't, make all this. I don't want you to think I'm making any of this up. I'm definitely going to use the word as my background. And God gave us strong minds. And if we keep them on Him, they can get stronger and stronger and stronger. I have to admit, I have had my times where I trailed off. I was actually sometimes at church and school, wherever, and I'd be listening to the person that was talking. Next thing you know, my mind would trail off at a blank wall, and I would be lusting and thinking about something that I'm not supposed to be thinking about. The thing was, I wasn't controlling my mind and how I thought. I wasn't keeping my mind on God, and that's what we need to do. There are all kinds of thoughts, in your mind that'll try to take you off course. It's very easy for a negative thought to get in there. If you let it get in there, if you're lusting about somebody's body, if you're doing that, the thoughts can multiply into more thoughts. And next thing you know, like you're in this big, huge fantasy world that you don't need to be in. And so we need to make sure that we keep our minds on God and just stay focused, Let our minds be on Him. Let us begin our days with God, praying and talking to Him and just making sure we stay focused. I battle with those kind of thoughts every day. And I think it's because I'm at that age, I'm a young adult, holding myself to a marriage. And anytime you're doing that, the devil tries to get in there and just try to take advantage of you, And I'm not going to have it. I'm going to be strong, and I don't want to give in. Okay, it's very easy to do that because that little mind, that little world can be so comfortable, and you can just be getting it on in your mind, but you cannot do that. It is a sin, okay? You, me, everybody. I'm talking to myself at the same time. How to deal with lustful thoughts. As I mentioned before, make sure that your mind is stayed on God and make sure that you're focused, Be rooted in Him. Think about Him. Read the Word, Look at scriptures. Pick something. Open it up and read a random place. Look at the sky. You can always think about other things, Call somebody on the phone. Ask for prayer. You can always do something else to take your mind off of sex, okay? How to have clean thoughts. You have to surround yourself around positive people who are like-minded as you, people who are also abstaining from sex. Sex can really pull you in, okay? Especially if you're in a relationship with someone and, you're trying to hold it, but they really want to go at it, and you really want to make them happy. You're afraid to break up with that person, but you have got to make the best decision for yourself. Make sure that you make a wise decision. Abstain from lustful thoughts and make sure that your mind is on God, okay? Stay tuned for the next series for Abstinence, the No Sex series.